Didn't work out at training ground. I just put the ball over the fences.
You know those players who just seem destined for greatness? The ones who don't follow the typical superstar script, but instead carve their own path with quiet determination until suddenly everyone is watching. Bryan Mbeumo is that kind of story. But here's the thing, his journey isn't just about football. It's about resilience, smart decisions, and building a lifestyle that reflects both discipline and reward. From humble beginnings in France to becoming one of the Premier League's most dangerous forwards, Mbeumo's rise is not just impressive, it's inspiring. And today, we're diving deep into it all. The struggles, the grind, the breakthrough moments, and yes, the lifestyle behind the success. The cars, the luxury, the homes, everything that paints the full picture of Bryan Mbeumo. Because trust me, by the end of this, you won't just see him as a footballer, you'll understand him as a brand, a mindset, and a modern success story. Let's rewind to where it all began. Bryan Mbeumo was born on August 7th, 1999, in Avallon, a small town in France. Not exactly the kind of place you'd expect a Premier League star to emerge from. But sometimes, greatness grows in the quietest corners. Growing up, Mbeumo wasn't handed anything. There was no spotlight, no early headlines hyping him as the next big thing. Instead, there was just raw passion for football and a willingness to work relentlessly for every opportunity. He joined Troyes' youth academy, and that's where things really started to take shape. But even then, nothing came easy. Breaking into professional football in France is tough. Competition is fierce, and only a small fraction make it through. Mbeumo, however, had something different. His speed, intelligence, and composure on the ball began to stand out. He wasn't just another winger. He was a player who could change games in seconds. By the age of 17, he made his professional debut for Troyes, and from that moment, there was no turning back. Now imagine being a teenager, stepping onto the pitch with grown professionals, knowing every touch matters. That pressure can break players, but Mbeumo, he thrived on it. Over the next couple of seasons, he became a key player for Troyes, consistently contributing goals and assists. His performances didn't go unnoticed. Scouts across Europe began paying attention, but it was Brentford who took the leap. In 2019, Brentford signed Bryan Mbeumo. At the time, it didn't make global headlines, but looking back now, that move was the defining moment of his career. Because Brentford isn't just any club. They're known for their data-driven approach, identifying undervalued talent and turning them into stars. And Mbeumo fit perfectly into that vision. The Championship isn't easy. It's one of the most physically demanding leagues in the world. Games come thick and fast. The intensity is relentless. Consistency is everything. But Mbeumo adapted quickly. In his first season, he formed a deadly attacking trio with Ollie Watkins and Saïd Benrahma. Together, they terrorized defenses, and his game evolved. He became more than just a pacey forward. He developed a complete attacker. Finishing, movement, decision-making, it all sharpened. You could see the transformation happening in real time. Then came the heartbreak. The 2020 Championship playoff final. Brentford was so close to promotion, but fell short at the final hurdle. For many players, that kind of loss can linger. It can affect your confidence, your mindset. But Mbeumo and Brentford used it at the very next. They came back stronger, hungrier, more determined. And this time, they got it done. Promotion to the Premier League. That moment changed everything. Not just for the club, but for Bryan Mbeumo as well. Because now, he wasn't just a promising talent. He was a Premier League player. And stepping into the Premier League is a whole different level. The pace, the quality, the global attention. It's where stars are truly made. Mbeumo didn't just survive. He adapted, improved, and began to flourish. Now let's talk about what success like this starts to look like off the pitch. Because as Mbeumo's influence on the field grew, so did his lifestyle. One of the first things people notice about footballers at this level is their car collection. And Mbeumo, he keeps it classy, not overly flashy, but still undeniably elite. He's been seen driving a Mercedes-Benz AMG G63, one of the most popular luxury SUVs among footballers. This beast of a car packs a 4.0-litre V8 biturbo engine, producing over 577 horsepower. It can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just around 4.5 seconds. Pretty insane for a vehicle of its size. And in terms of price, you're looking at roughly $180,000 to $220,000, depending on customization. It's not just a car, it's a statement: power, presence, and success. But that's not all. Mbeumo is also believed to own a Range Rover Sport, another favorite among Premier League players. Known for its sleek design and comfort, this SUV combines performance with luxury. With a price range between $90,000 and $130,000, it's the kind of vehicle that balances everyday usability with high-end appeal. Inside, you get premium leather interiors, cutting-edge infotainment systems, and a smooth ride that makes even long drives feel effortless. And if you think that's impressive, wait until we talk about his taste in luxury accessories. Like many top athletes, Mbeumo has developed a refined sense of style. He's often spotted wearing high-end fashion brands and luxury watches, subtle symbols of success that speak volumes. While he isn't known for being overly flashy or extravagant, that's actually part of his appeal. His style reflects confidence without the need for constant attention. And that same mindset carries over into his living situation. Living in London as a Premier League player means access to some of the most exclusive real estate in the world. Mbeumo is believed to reside in a modern luxury property, likely in or around West London, close to Brentford's facilities. Homes in these areas can range anywhere from $2 million to over $5 million, depending on size and location. These aren't just houses, they're premium living spaces, designed for comfort, privacy, and sophistication. Think open-plan interiors, floor-to-ceiling windows, private gyms, and state-of-the-art security. For a player like Mbeumo, it's not just about showing success. It's about creating an environment that supports continued growth and performance. Because at the end of the day, this journey is still being written. And what makes Bryan Mbeumo's story so compelling isn't just where he is now, it's where he's going next. From a small town in France to the bright lights of the Premier League, he's proven that with the right mindset, the right decisions, and relentless effort, anything is possible. But trust me, this is only half the story. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Because once you reach the Premier League, the real challenge begins. It's no longer about proving you belong, it's about proving you can stay, dominate, and evolve. And Bryan Mbeumo understood that early. When Brentford stepped into the Premier League, many expected them to struggle. Smaller club, limited resource, newly promoted. It's a script we've seen before. But Mbeumo and his teammates had other plans. From the very first matches, he showed that he wasn't intimidated by the big stage. Defenders who were used to controlling games suddenly found themselves chasing shadows. His pace, combined with his intelligent movement and sharp finishing, made him one of Brentford's most dangerous weapons. But what truly separates Mbeumo is his mentality. He doesn't rely on flair alone. He studies the game. He adapts. He refines his craft constantly. Every season, you can see small improvements that add up to a massive difference. Better positioning, smarter runs, more clinical finishing. And when Ivan Toney, Brentford's main striker, faced suspension for a period, it was Mbeumo who stepped up. This was his moment to take center stage. And he delivered. Goals, assists, leadership. He became the focal point of Brentford's attack. Suddenly, he wasn't just part of a system, he was the system. That kind of rise doesn't just elevate your football career, it elevates everything around you. Your status, your earnings, your lifestyle. And this is where Mbeumo's life off the pitch becomes just as fascinating as his performances on it. As his reputation has grown, so has his affinity for high-performance vehicles. Beyond the Mercedes AMG G63 and Range Rover Sport, players at Mbeumo's level often expand their collection with sportier, more performance-driven cars. While he remains relatively private compared to some of his Premier League peers, it's widely expected that his garage reflects both practicality and performance. A player in his position typically gravitates toward brands like Audi RS models or even Porsche. For example, a Porsche Panamera, which is a favorite among professional footballers, offers a perfect blend of luxury and speed. With a base price starting around $100,000 and climbing well beyond $150,000 depending on specifications, it delivers over 300 horsepower in its standard form, while higher trims push far beyond that. The interior of a vehicle like that is pure refinement. Smooth leather, ambient lighting, digital cockpit displays. It's less of a car and more of an experience. And for someone like Mbeumo, who spends a significant portion of his life maintaining physical and mental performance, comfort and reliability matter just as much as style. But lifestyle isn't just about cars. It's also about what you wear, what you own, and how you present yourself to the world. Mbeumo leans toward understated luxury. You won't always see him dripping in over-the-top jewelry. But make no mistake, the value is there. We're talking premium watches from brands like Rolex or Audemars Piguet, where prices can range anywhere from $10,000 to well over $100,000, depending on the model and rarity. These aren't just accessories, they're investments, symbols of achievement that hold value over time. Then there's fashion. As a Premier League footballer based in London, Mbeumo is at the center of one of the world's fashion capitals. Designer clothing becomes part of everyday life. Brands like Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga, and Off-White aren't just occasional splurges, they're part of the culture. But what's important here is how he balances it. Unlike some players who lean heavily into flashy displays of wealth, Mbeumo keeps things measured. Clean fits, modern aesthetics, a polished image that aligns with his personality. And that discipline extends into perhaps the most important lifestyle element of all: his home. Living in London as an elite athlete isn't just about location, it's about environment. Mbeumo's residence is believed to reflect the lifestyle of a modern Premier League professional. Think contemporary architecture, high ceilings, and large open spaces designed for both relaxation and recovery. Properties in West London, particularly in areas close to Brentford, are among the most desirable in the city. A high-end home in this region can easily range between $3 million and $6 million, depending on size, privacy, and amenities. Private gym facilities equipped with everything needed to maintain peak physical condition. Recovery spaces, possibly including ice baths or saunas, which are essential for athletes managing the demands of a long season. Entertainment areas with large-screen home theaters, perfect for downtime. And then there's the kitchen. For a professional athlete, diet is everything. Having a top-tier kitchen setup, possibly even with a personal chef at times, ensures that nutrition stays consistent. Every meal is part of the performance plan. Outside, many of these homes feature private gardens or terraces, space to disconnect from the intensity of football and enjoy moments of calm. Because as glamorous as this life may seem, it's still built on pressure. Week after week, expectations, performances, scrutiny. Having a private sanctuary to reset is crucial. Now here's something that often gets overlooked when we talk about players like Mbeumo. It's how intentional his journey has been. Nothing about his rise feels accidental. From choosing the right club in Brentford, to developing within a system that maximizes his strengths, to maintaining a grounded lifestyle despite increasing wealth, there's a clear sense of purpose behind his decisions. He's not just chasing fame, he's building a career. And that distinction matters, because when you look at players who sustain success over time, they all share one thing in common: discipline. Mbeumo's story is a powerful reminder that success is never built on talent alone. Talent may be what gets you noticed in the beginning, but it is work ethic, discipline, and smart decision-making that ultimately determine how far you go and how long you stay at the top. He represents the kind of player who understands that consistency matters just as much as brilliance. As he continues to grow and refine his game, the next phase of his career becomes even more exciting to watch. There is a growing sense that he is approaching a defining moment, one that could take him to an entirely new level in world football. The big question now is whether he will remain at Brentford and cement his legacy as one of the club's greatest players, or if bigger clubs will come calling with opportunities to compete on the grandest stages, including the UEFA Champions League. Both paths carry significance, but either way, his future is filled with possibilities. What remains undeniable is the direction of his journey. His trajectory is clearly upward, and it is moving at an impressive pace. From a small town in France to performing on the global stage of the Premier League, Bryan Mbeumo has already achieved what many aspiring footballers can only dream of. However, if you watch him closely, it becomes clear that he is far from satisfied with what he has accomplished so far. There is still a visible hunger in his performances, a sense of ambition that continues to drive him forward. That same determination that pushed him from relative obscurity into the spotlight is still very much alive. That is what makes his journey so compelling. It is not just about where he started, or even where he is now, but about everything that has shaped him along the way. It is about the sacrifices he has made, the setbacks he has overcome, and the countless hours of unseen work that have gone into his development. It is about the evolution of a player who has grown not only in skill, but also in understanding every aspect of professionalism, both on and off the pitch. So the next time you watch Bryan Mbeumo glide past defenders, score a crucial goal, or celebrate in front of thousands of passionate fans, take a moment to appreciate the bigger picture. You are not just watching a footballer perform at a high level. You are witnessing a story that is still unfolding. It is a story defined by growth, discipline, and carefully built success. And if his journey so far is anything to go by, then there is every reason to believe that the most exciting chapters are still ahead.